Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday to you. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Dr. Scott. Hopefully, y'all can hear me. All right, just making sure I was on the right mic. Anyways, today we are going to talk about productivity, one of my favorite subjects. And quite honestly, the reason I started doing Coffee with Dr. Scott during this coronavirus pandemic was really to make sure that we were productive. I heard early that a few of my clients were going to be shutting down. I wanted to make sure that they use this time wisely. We put this curriculum together for you to do some case acceptance and some what did we do yesterday? High performance chiropractor secrets. But Tuesdays are going to be my favorite days because I love the productivity concept. I feel like if we get more done in life, then obviously we're going to have more success in practice. That's one of the reasons I put together the Facebook group High Performance Chiro, which if you're not in that group, make sure you get in that group. I'll put a link in the comments down below once I'm done with this show today. But today, we're going to get started. I actually had a really, I want to say, I had something I wanted to talk about today, but I felt like I need to push it back to next week. So next week, we're going to be doing a little mental exercise about clearing off your mental desk. My clients get that in a course when they sign up with me as a client. And every one of them that has gone through that section of the course loves that exercise. Hey, this is Dax, in case you haven't met Dax. Dax is hanging out with me for the show today. Those are his nose prints on my mirror back there. Why can't I go the right way? This way. Those are his nose prints back there. Anyways, so next Tuesday, we're going to do clearing off your mental desk. And actually, I've got 4 weeks of really good productivity motivation exercises for you on the next 4 Tuesdays. But today, I just want to share a concept with you that I think is very important, again, especially during this time with everything that's going on, especially if you're down right now. And I don't mean down so much as volume, because, again, some of my clients are doing great right now. They're doing better than ever. Simply no change whatsoever. But other ones are, shut down for a couple weeks over in Illinois. I know there's a lot of differences between what people have going on in their chiropractic offices. Trying to get all this set up. Sorry. So, John and Casey, thanks for stopping by. Raise your cup. And I know there's a question of the day. I can't remember what it was. Oh, what was the last movie you watched? I figure a lot of us are watching some movies here, at least at night, especially if you have kids at this time. So what was the last movie you watched? Put that in the comments down below. See a couple thumbs up coming across the screen. Thank you for that. We watched Rudy last night, which I don't know if anybody else is a fan of Rudy, but it's one of the 3 or 4 movies that makes me cry every time. I remember my 18-year-old daughter last night, we asked her if she liked it. She was like, I like the end. I mean, it really is kind of a slow movie throughout the movie. But at the end, when it all comes together, most movies are about, you scoring the winning touchdown at the end. But Rudy, it was just to get in the game. It was just, I don't want to ruin the ending for you if you haven't seen it. But just to make that play, it was really cool. To get carried off the field like that was awesome. So we really enjoyed Rudy. I have a air purifier it was out in my garage. Now it's down in my basement. But I brought it upstairs since virus. I just figured we'd clean the air. But I had to make the point that it wasn't working last night. There was a lot of pollen in the air that was making my eyes do what it was doing. I was not happy about that. It was in front of the kids, actually. They got a kick out of the fact seeing strong dad crying at the end of a movie. Anyways, let's get to the point here. I see Casey says she watched Frozen 2 again. I feel like there's a pause there, like Frozen 2 again. Or for you, Casey, is it Frozen 2 again? I'm not sure how to read that, but we watched Frozen 2 at the theater. My daughter's name is Samantha, so I'm sure you know the part where he's looking for Samantha, and she got a big kick out of that. We were actually sitting down up front. I'm sorry, I'm waiting. I actually had someone, now I'm going from story to story. I had someone in my email tell me to get to the point faster because they're not used to seeing me and talking to me, and they thought I was just telling random stories, which I do. Anyways, if you see up in the description, there's a quote in there from Bruce Lee. It's not the daily increase, the daily decrease. Hack away at the unessential. Anybody who's followed me for any time has heard that from me before. It's a big focus of mine. I really need to get it in a framed portrait and put it up on my wall because it's something I'm always looking at. And I think right now is a time for you to be thinking about that, especially if you're laid off, if you're not able to go in and see patients. I think a lot of people are getting the mindset of what can I do during this time, and I would go the opposite way. It's like, what should I stop doing? Hack away at the unessential, the daily decrease. Think about that. So what I'd like you to do today, until tomorrow's show, is look at some areas where you can do that. I tell you, one of the best places to look for that. We did spring cleaning back in launch prep back in November. And I got a lot of comments then too. And I talked about the 3 places where you should look. One would be your desk. You can be able to clean off your desk. And again, next Tuesday we're going to do cleaning off your mental desk. 2 would be your email. And 3 would be closets and places where you tend to store stuff. As I'm looking at this, and again, we talked about cleaning that stuff off, doing some spring cleaning and kind of get rid of that. And it was the fall when we were doing it. But it's very important to kind of get rid of some of that stuff so you can focus on what's most important. Today, I would like you to really look in 2 areas because I think a lot of this is digital. A lot of the unessential that we have right now is digital. And for me, it's shown up even more now that I got hacked on my Facebook account. So I didn't have Facebook for a couple of weeks, and I realized how free I was to think about other things without that stuff in front of me. So that's where I would like you to look. 2 places digitally to hack away at the unessential. I will tell you that I also sit there thinking about my oldest daughter, who hopefully she's not listening in the other room right now. I looked at her screen time on her iPhone and just how much time she spends in that social networking stuff. And she's 18, I kind of get it, but we're talking about trying to reduce that. I want you to think about that too. I want you to think about, look at that screen time if you have an iPhone, and think about what you pick up the phone for and how it distracts you, and especially if it happens during work. Now, hopefully not work seeing patients. If you have your phone next to you while you're seeing patients, we got a bigger problem. We got to talk about that. But for me, it's, what do you first do when you pick up that phone? Is it email? Is it social media? Do you have notifications on? And I'd like you to hack away at the unessential. For me, I use my digital here because I have to do the show, but I don't look at any notifications or anything this early in the morning. In fact, I don't have any notifications on my phone for email, social media at all. My phone or my iPad doesn't have that. I have to come open up my email in order to see my email. So some of you are like, hey, have you seen my email? Because I might not get to it for a day or 2 because I take care of the important tasks first. So I want you to start thinking about what's stopping you from getting to some of your important tasks. So as we develop some of this perfect case acceptance that we're talking about tomorrow, referral mastery, our high performance Chiro secrets, what's stopping you from getting to that stuff? Because at the end of the day, a lot of times you're like, I wanted to get this done today, but I didn't. And if you went back and you tracked your time for the day and you realized how many unessential tasks you did during the day, how many times you checked your phone for a social media or for an email that was unimportant. So I would like you to go through those things, and my preference would be that you turn off notifications on your phone, especially if it's always with you, that thing's not constantly dinging and distracting you. Because again, if you added up the time that it takes to even just look at the phone, taking you away from what you're doing, and I'm not even saying this in a matter of sitting there at dinner with your spouse, which is annoying if they're both on their phones and you're sitting there looking at them. But it's a matter if you're in a project and that phone rings and you just look at it, it takes you away from the project you were doing, no matter what it was, and it takes time to get back to that project. So I'd really like you to consider hacking away some of that unessential during this time. Check out again, if you have an iPhone, check out your screen time and what you're looking at, and realize, maybe turn off some of those notifications, maybe just get rid of some of that stuff, maybe take it off your phone and just look at it on a computer when you have to sit down and focus on it. And number 2 would really be your email. I know as I've looked through my email, I'm pretty good at it, but there's still a bunch of stuff in there. I clean it up probably every 3 months as far as stuff you might sign up for. Unsubscribe. So you signed up for it to get a free thing, and now you're still getting their emails. Unsubscribe from that stuff. Not mine. Hopefully not mine. But even if you do, if it stops your distraction, that's great. But look at that email list. I've often shared a service called unroll.me, UNROLL.me, where it will actually go into your email for you and see all the things you're subscribed for, and you can just unsubscribe on the one page for unroll.me as opposed to unsubscribing to every single email. Very, very neat system, and clean out some of that stuff. Use some of this time to hack away the unessential. Hack away what you don't need in order to function during the course of your day so you can actually have more time to do the things that you want to do. If you focus on that, I say today, but really this week, looking for opportunities as you're going, if you're checking your email, you're like, I don't need this anymore, just go ahead and unsubscribe or sign up for unroll.me. Look at your social media usage, see what you can reduce there, and get yourself prepared to take advantage of some of the other stuff we're going to be working on and have the time to do that. So that is the idea for today. If you're watching here, make sure you give me a thumbs up or a heart if you're so inclined. I just went over 10 minutes, 10:09 now. Trying to keep these under 10 minutes for you. So answer the question of the day, which is what was the last movie you watched? Put that in the comments down below. Next week, again, we're going to be doing that clearing off your mental desk exercise. You're going to want to be hanging around for that. And tomorrow, we're going to start our perfect case acceptance, which we kind of started last week as far as the intro is concerned. But we're going to actually do first exercise tomorrow. So stop by tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central Daylight Time for perfect case acceptance. Talk to you later.